What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. It is Saturday, November 25th, and I want to talk about Bitcoin. We got some I should say great Bitcoin news because it involves the banks and is showing that they're warming up to Bitcoin and crypto. And I'm also going to talk about my 2018 adoption predictions. What's going to happen with Bitcoin, not just from a price standpoint, but its growth of adoption by the common folk and commerce and so forth. So let's quickly take a look at coin market cap here. Bitcoin crossed 8,700 today. It's on its way to 9,000, guys. I was predicting Bitcoin was going to hit like 10,000 in Q1 of 2018, but it looks like it might hit 10,000 by the end of the year, which is nuts. So as you guys can see here, it crossed over 8,700 today. Great sign for Bitcoin. It just continues to grow. As there's more adoption and more usage and more things like futures trading, that more hedge funds are coming on board to trade and speculate on Bitcoin. But let's go into the news that I wanted to cover today, which is two banks: Swissquote Bank, which is an online bank, and Shinhan Bank. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Second largest bank in South Korea. Both are now getting on board with Bitcoin. So let's go into the first item here. Swissquote Bank is an online banking services, obviously from Switzerland. They have launched a Bitcoin exchange traded certificate. And they claim, and their goal is to help reduce the volatility of Bitcoin. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's go into the details here. So the Bitcoin Active Certificate works by moving investors' holdings between Bitcoin and US dollars with a program that has machine learning capability. It forecasts short-term market movements, so looking at historical data and what they foresee may be coming in the coming days. They also will be tracking social media sentiments, which I think is really nuts and pretty cool at the same time. Being in the digital marketing space, I'm aware of tools and different types of, or I should say, companies that have used programs to track social media sentiments around their brand and things like that. And you can get some good learnings about it. But it's pretty interesting that they're going to be using that as a factor in a sense to help reduce volatility. So if you're personally posting or tweeting about Bitcoin, that will be aggregated and they would get some information from that, and the program is going to take that into account. So very interesting. And they said a large part of their holdings will be held in cash during the most volatile days, and which the computer will be able to predict using those factors as mentioned. While on average they're going to have about 60 to 100% of Bitcoin in the portfolio. Now, on those volatile days, the percentage could reduce down to 60%, no less than 60% of holding Bitcoin. So this is pretty interesting. I mean, we have to wait and see if it's actually going to work and if that's going to help reduce volatility. But kind of jumping between Bitcoin and fiat US dollars, we'll see. And those, if using their algorithm is actually going to work. But still, you have a bank now getting involved with Bitcoin, and that's, I think, once again, important for Bitcoin and the growth of Bitcoin and adoption, and showing that some of these banks are waking up and saying, "Oh shit, I think we better get on board before we miss the boat." The next bank, Shinhan Bank, which is, as mentioned before, the second largest bank in South Korea. They announced that they're in the process of building cryptocurrency wallets for their customers, where their customers can store their cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin and whatever. And this is huge, guys. I want you to really think about this. Think about the banks that you use: JP Morgan Chase, TD Bank, Bank of America, Capital One, whatever it is, right? If they came to you and said, "Hey, we're offering cryptocurrency wallets for you to safely and securely store your cryptocurrency," that's pretty groundbreaking. I think it's one of those things where in South Korea, as you guys know, they've been really bullish with cryptocurrencies. They've been dumping a shitload of money into Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies, and a lot of the market now is being controlled by Koreans, the South Koreans. And it's pretty amazing that a bank would come and offer this. And I think part of it has to do with what I'm going to talk about here. There's been a lot of issues with exchanges in South Korea where server crashes, hacking, leaked data of users. And the bank spokesman said that this is going to be more secure than the other services. So as I mentioned in my other videos, I highly recommend not keeping your crypto on an exchange. It's the worst thing you can do. I said put it on a paper wallet or get a hardware wallet such as the Ledger Nano S. You can take a look at my other videos on information about that. But this is huge, guys, because banks and crypto historically have not worked well together. As you guys know, even JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, he came out and said Bitcoin's a scam, it's a bubble, it's crap, all of that, right? So historically, and even till now, the banks don't like it. Obviously, because this cryptocurrency and the blockchain is set to disrupt currency and the way we transact and all of that. So this is huge news. Now onto my 2018 adoption increase. What I think will happen with Bitcoin in 2018. I expect more businesses to start accepting Bitcoin as a payment, as well as other cryptocurrencies, but primarily Bitcoin. And I have on my website here, thinkingcrypto.com, a list of some of the major companies that currently accept Bitcoin, such as Expedia.com, Overstock.com, Microsoft, Namecheap, Cheap Air, Newegg, Virgin Galactic, Shopify, Dish Network, Bloomberg.com, Mint.com, Gift, Subway, the restaurant. So you have some major companies accepting Bitcoin, and you also have local businesses. And I actually plan to interview a pizzeria that's not far from me who they're accepting Bitcoin and Litecoin. And I'm gonna talk to them, about their process of setting this up, how's it working for them, and so forth. So stay tuned for that video. I should have it in the coming weeks. But here's a website, bitcoinrestaurants.net. So someone built this website highlighting restaurants that accept Bitcoin. So you have even small local businesses that are accepting Bitcoin and crypto, guys. And I expect more of that in 2018. And something to keep your eye on is if Google or Amazon start accepting Bitcoin. It's going to be huge for Bitcoin. Primarily more on Amazon's end because it's the world's largest marketplace, online marketplace. If they accept, Bitcoin, it's going to be the start of mass adoption because the option is not going to be put in front of millions of people that you can pay with crypto, specifically Bitcoin. And I think it's going to go. The price of Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. I mean, if Amazon accepts Bitcoin and Google as well, it's $50,000 a Bitcoin, $100,000, it will increase significantly. I also expect that more hedge funds are going to invest in Bitcoin. There's already talks about that, but I think a lot of the common folks who have money to invest are kind of not pressuring, but they're bringing it up, like to the Wall Street guys and the hedge fund guys, like, hey, what about Bitcoin? And expect more hedge funds to start doing that, and expect hedge funds to be built around cryptocurrencies to start investing in crypto. And when the hedge funds do that, expect Wall Street to follow. So big money is going to be pumping into Bitcoin in 2018 for sure. And as a result of big money being there, the trust factor will increase for Bitcoin, and you'll expect more common folk to start investing in Bitcoin. A lot of millennials currently do, so expect more, and maybe some of the older folks as well, right? Those who have money, they may want to put it in there and maybe save it for their kids, whatever it is. And expect more exchanges to launch as a result, and Coinbase to grow significantly. So if you guys have kept up with the news, Coinbase added, hundreds of thousands of new users like in October, November, because of the price of Bitcoin was increasing. So those are my thoughts and prediction for adoption growth. And it's Bitcoin will become more mainstream, I think, for sure. And I think two major things. If Google and Amazon start accepting it, it's going to be huge. I personally own some Bitcoin, so I'm holding. I don't know if you guys own some. Would love to hear what you think about the adoption increases, as well as the two banks that are now on board with Bitcoin. Leave your thoughts and your comments down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Talk to you guys later.